It's Thursday, October 1. Hello and welcome to the 10th month of 2020. I'm Benes Abubedulansa and this is Joy News at 6. It's coming to you live from Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra. Also on Hits 103.9 FM in Love, on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, Swiss FM in Ho, other affiliates across the country and around the world at myjoyonline.com. 301 deaths from COVID-19 in Ghana, 16 persons with severe cases, 6 in critical condition and 3 persons on a ventilator. COVID is real. Please wear your mask and stay safe. Coming up this morning, President Akufo-Addo vows to deal with separatist groups perpetrating violence in parts of the Volta region. As he fights off criticism, government is not being decisive in clamping down on them.
I trust the security agencies, I trust the armed forces, we will deal with it. I have no doubt about it. Rather, I'm feeling complacent about this, on the contrary.
Meanwhile, MPs from the Volta region are cautioning against brutalities as government beefs up security there.
This should not degenerate into human rights violations or disregarding the dignity of our constituents.
Also, the Ghana card goes into use today.
The technical system is ready and, this service can happen.
In business, President Akufo-Addo writes to IMF and EU seeking financial support for Africa to avert economic recession. More on that on the Joy Business Report later.
Later, a bit of dance on the first of the new month won't hurt at all. This morning we put the focus on the song that's got the whole world dancing. That's coming up shortly on Spotlight. Thanks for your company. The details now. President Akufo-Addo says Ghana security agencies will deal with separatist groups perpetrating violence in the Volta region. He explains he had opted to remain silent following last Friday's dawn revolt in order not to cause panic. Government has in the last week been criticized for not handling the matter appropriately. But speaking on Hello FM in Kumasi Wednesday night, President Akufo-Addo said the army, police and other security agencies are on top of the issue.
Yes, I have to be calm because institutions are in place. The security agencies are doing their work. They've started already and you will see results. If I panic, the country panics. That is not the purpose of leadership. I'm supposed to assure people that our country will work. The Kosovo Volta region, in the time of these handful, there's just a handful of people, these secessionists. We will deal with it. I have no doubt about it, but there's no value for the country if I start making hysterical statements and acting. No.
The president admits there's always the element of surprise in such attacks against the state, but he insists the separatist groups won't find it easy subsequently.
I trust the security agencies, I trust the armed forces, I trust the police, the intelligence agencies. I know they're all working very, very, very hard to make sure that this matter is dealt with as quickly as possible. Because there's always the element of surprise. You can never do anything about it. That's why there are terrorist outrages. How come 9/11? The element of surprise is there at the beginning for all terrorist groups. But after a time, when the system is working, you're no longer going to be surprised. So this they've done once or twice. Third, fourth, fifth time, it's not going to be so easy. I'm feeling complacent about this. On the contrary,
I hope so. Yeah, we'll see.
President Akufo-Addo, meanwhile, the Volta Regional Caucus in Parliament is cautioning against brutalities in parts of the Volta region as government beefs up security. Then this follows attacks by these separatist groups. Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, MP for North Tongue, is chairman of the Volta Caucus in Parliament.
Our only reservation has been the excesses that have been reported to us, and it will be important that a fine balance is maintained between maintaining law and order and respecting the rights of our people.
Chairman of the Volta Caucus in Parliament, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, there, while Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia has indicated government will not engage the separatists as advocated by some security analysts and former MP for Ho South, Kosi Kedem.
But
what they are looking for doesn't exist. It's a figment
in
of
the abiding year opening put to say negotiations with
with criminals. On what basis? Then you will be open to many things. Tomorrow you will go somewhere and some group will get up and say, the northern territories have to also be somewhere else.
It's not going to happen. Well, negotiations will not happen.
With who? These criminals? It just doesn't make sense.
You heard the Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Baumia speaking on Ekosi saying on sister station Asempa FM. This is your election headquarters, and the governing MPP will on December 7 be seeking to win the Asawasi seat, which has eluded the party in a stronghold of the Ashanti region. Its candidate, Ali Duseidu, is confident of victory, but the NDC's Muntaka Mubarak says nothing will change as he will retain the seat. Joy FM show The Battleground will at 8 p.m. today focus on this constituency. Here's something to tease you ahead of that show.
At the center of the constituency's most populous town, Asanwase, is this street gathering of youths. A debate of projects executed by the NPP and NDC in the constituency is getting heated here.
In providing education, as Corman for Municipal Chief Executive Officer has over 50 projects. The majority of those projects are under education and the health.
A lot of the Muntaka has done a lot of. We have about 11 electoral area. When you go to all the electoral areas, you will see Muntaka's project. There's nowhere you go, you will not see Muntaka's project. It's clearly that Muntaka, he's our darling boy, and inshallah, we are going to support him to continue because you cannot change Muntaka for Mr. Zero. Do you know our MC, Mr. Zero? His popular name in Ashanti region is Mr. Zero.
Well, you can imagine what you should expect at 8 p.m. later tonight on this channel. It's The Battleground with MFR Apau. Do make a date. Now, starting today, the Ghana card has been added to the identification cards in the country that can be used to access services. This according to Executive Secretary of the National Identification Authority, Ken Atefa. Now, many Ghanaians have welcomed the news as they've been anticipating to use this card. Well, Professor Atefa indicates that discussions are ongoing with institutions to facilitate the onboarding process. He revealed the information to pressmen. Listen.
In the first week of October, the technical system is ready, and this service can happen. But there is an onboarding process with all the relevant stakeholders on this onboarding process, and so conversations are underway with the Bank of Ghana and with the Ministry of Communications to ensure that the financial institutions and the players in the telco industry all come on board.
Professor Ken Atefa is Executive Secretary of the National Identification Authority. Now, their unimpressive performance at the preliminaries of the National Science and Maths quiz elicited an advice from the quiz mistress. It appears the contestants from Ola Girls Ho heeded the counsel, and for the first time, they are cruising to the quarterfinals with pride. Ola Girls Ho beat a Cedar School, Chemu SHS, and St. Rose's to qualify. Here's the advice from the quiz moderator during the prelims.
Indeed, the majority had nothing to do with this attack. They were
better ginger yourselves before you come, because your scores are not good at all. Go and work hard before you come for the 1A. Okay, I don't want to see you kicked out right when you get there. So go and work harder and come back.
And ginger themselves, they did do. Well, the contestants attribute their sterling performance to God.
We are very excited. It was God. Like, I don't know how to put it, but it was him from the beginning of the contest to the end. He saw us through, and then he controlled every round. And we give glory to God. We couldn't have done it on our own. In fact, we don't deserve it, but God made it for us.
You heard that contestants at the ongoing National Science and Maths quiz, and they represented the Ola Girls Senior High School Hall. Now to Arrive Alive, brought to us by Bedrock Insurance, Total Ghana, and Logistics Movers. In wet conditions, please drive slowly to avoid aquaplaning and skidding. Drive with your lights on low beam. It's easier to see with low beam in fog, and that's how you arrive alive. And now...
From Angola to Australia, Portugal to Paris, and all the way back to where it began in South Africa, Jerusalem has taken the world by storm. Produced by South African musician and record producer Master KG, many can't help but put on their dancing shoes when the song is played. Jerusalem was released November 29, 2019.